You guys see Ice-T defending AI with his dying breath on Twitter? I'm gonna read his tweet so you don't have to. I'm just gonna read it for you. So he's responding to this post right here. I wish more older rappers realized that AI shouldn't touch the music industry in any way that impacts your creative work, including music videos. When I say AI, some people group in stem separation and restoration into that. That's not what I'm talking about though. So Ice-T says this in response. I disagree. Fans want us to make and produce the music, then shoot and expensive video. He meant an expensive video. Then they get it for free if they have an Apple subscription or Spotify pays us 0.007 cents a stream. So he just contradicted his own point there. We don't get it for free. We have an Apple subscription, so we pay for something. The days of the expensive videos are over. This isn't even MTV. AI is the only sensible way to add visuals to a song. You can hate it all you want. It's the future. Now, if you're stupid, this makes a lot of sense. It's actually insanely smart if you're an idiot, which is really cool because Ice-T is going to have a lot of people that agree with him because he's understanding that you can't push against the future. He says so much in his next statement here, and he's responding to AI has no place being used in arts, which I feel kind of strange about that because there are assistive AI tools that can be used. But he said people have the same problem with drum machines and synthesizers. Hip hop would not exist without tech. Now, to be fair, he is correct. He is deeply correct. But he is doing a false comparison. And I'll explain this in a minute. But let's go on to his last statement that he said. Well, second to last statement because he has another one after this. He said, I honestly believe that we may be the last generation of real actors. The future has no regard for personal jobs. Ask Kodak Film or Blockbuster Video. He's talking about the natural progression of the world. So, and then here's his final statement on the entire thing. Hey, I'm just a realist. I don't love AI. I just understand it's here to stay. You want to lose a fight? Fight the future via Quincy Jones. And then he put the bang emoji as if he made some powerful, amazing point. No, that's not true. This isn't fighting the future, it's fighting against a future that is destroying us. It is a future that is actually destroying human creativity. But I'm going to talk about what he said. Because what he says sounds wise on the surface. It sounds like someone who has seen enough cycles to know that panic is pointless. You know, technology rolls forward regardless. It doesn't matter. Adaptation beats resistance, right? Why are we having a microwave? We had fire right here. And there's this deep clarity, certain seductive clarity in that posture. The futurist shrugs. The veterans accepts. Feels grounded. Feels mature. But it also carries a quiet arrogance, deep arrogance in Ice-T's posturing. It only works if you already sit at the top of the ladder with decades of wealth, leverage, and name recognition insulating you from fallout. Same logic as when someone says, I'm no longer accepting charity donations. I have millions of dollars. I love you, Moist Critical, but it's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny. And I agree that, yeah, you cannot accept charity donations because you have so much money. But if a smaller person did that, it's not even moral policing at that point. Why would you follow Moist Critical's step when he admits that he has made crazy money? You don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do that. When someone who already owns their own legacy says technology should just roll forward, they are speaking from a position where risk has been outsourced to people who do not have savings, unions, cultural capital. Ice-T is a monolith when it comes to the hip-hop game. He has been in it for years. That's why I don't like listening to older celebrities when it comes to the futurism of the world. I despise it. It's as if I was listening to my parents about if I should do YouTube or not. They would say, no, you shouldn't do YouTube. It's not going to do that good. It's insane. I'm not going to listen to you about a reality that I am living myself because I am here as an actual futurist, knowing that human creativity is the way to go. And this confidence reads so deeply as if they are a survivor. It's this bias. And they're wearing sunglasses indoors. I'm wearing sunglasses indoors. Huh. Well, just thought about that. Just had to really penitent edition say that. It doesn't matter, I'm still gonna wear sunglasses indoors because every time I don't wear sunglasses, you guys say I look sleepy and tired, and I hate those comments the most because I just have hyperpigmentation around my eyes and I have very low collagen around my eyes. That's the issues. Welcome to genetics. Welcome to the real world. Anyways, as I was stating, the future always looks friendly from the penthouse. Always. It looks great. Future's fine. What? The economy's in shambles? Well, I just bought groceries last week. It was only like $1,200. Easy money. Crazy statement, insane statement. AI in entertainment does not enter as a neutral tool. If it was a neutral tool, I wouldn't even have any complaints about it. But it never does. It is a cost-cutting weapon sharpened by corporations that exist to minimize labor and maximize ownership. That is the point of AI. Once a studio owns a likeness, a voice, a performance model, the human label, the human behind it, the human label, the entirety of it, it's just optional. It's completely optional. That's why we have AI videos of Michael Jackson and Tupac and stuff of that variety. That's why it is. Everything that's going to happen is going to roll downward toward extras, voice actors, stunt performers, writers, editors, animators, anyone whose name does not sell tickets by itself. When you listen to a celebrity's take on AI, when they are in favor of it, that means they don't care about their cast and crew. They don't care about production directors. They don't care about the people that do the filmography. Well, we got to do the film video and stuff like that. It costs so much money because you're paying people. You're influencing the economy of humans. You are complaining that people are getting paid. You're insane. You are insane. And if you treat this as inevitable progress, you enjoy exploitation. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're removing accountability from the people actively choosing to deploy it. It's executives, it's corporations, it's big people. It's the big people at the top with the big hats and the big wigs at the epoch, at the zenith, at the top of the world. They are looking down at us and saying, yeah, you guys don't have to eat. Look at this AI stuff. Be entertained forever. You just want to be entertained, right? That's what you want, to be entertained. That's it. You don't want anything else? No, dude, put AI in fast food or something. Put AI somewhere where it can actually do the menial and worthless jobs so humans can focus on the creative endeavors. We could have the Garden of Eden, but you choose to have a garden of filth. You disgust me. So odd hearing artists talk in favor of AI. It's the same way I feel about Shadiversity, or the weapon guy. He sucked. Worst person, just horrible person on YouTube. It's a dangerous misunderstanding of creativity that is baked into this pro AI stance. Performance is presence. That's what they care about. That's what they want. Acting carries risk. You know this. Aging, bad days, emotional bleed, lived experience leaking into a role in ways that cannot be programmed. AI always will replace and reproduce patterns without consequence. There's no pain, there's no growth. When AI art becomes infinitely reproducible without a human cost, it doesn't reflect human life. It reflects a preference. And that hollowing process is happening with AI. It will not elevate storytelling. It will flatten it into this, I don't know, statistical comfort food is the best way I can describe it. Content that pleases everyone means nothing to anyone. That's the reality of it. The idea that an AI version of a performer could forever ignore how culture actually works. That's what it is. Art lives because people change, because they die, age, disappear, get replaced. We are limited edition out here. We are once in a lifetime people. That's what we are. Mortality gives meaning to legacy. Endless performance drains that meaning and turns a person into this frozen in amber, frozen in carbonite, Disney head in the freezer type fiasco. The human story ends and the corporate echo continues because the corporation can live on that AI legacy. It's taxidermy. It's deep taxidermy of the human condition. Except this taxidermy is infinitely reproducible. Longevity without consent renewal becomes possession. You possess these people. The dead do not negotiate contracts. Their estates do. We here at the Jackson estate, we here at the estate, we here at the Clinton estate. And estates are run by people who eventually answer to shareholders, and the shareholders get all the money because they hold shares in the company and they help make the company, and that's the reality of the world. Biggest issue I have with this whole AI positive stance is the issue of the labor history, right? Think of industries that only gain protections through relentless struggle. Performers fought for residuals, for credit, for likeness rights, for union safeguards. Studios historically exploited every gap they could find. AI expands those gaps into these grand canyons, these big venture things that are going to happen. Endorsing it without strict boundaries hands power back to the same structure that spent a century squeezing workers dry. We won't be able to unionize. Progress that forgets history tends to recreate it with cleaner surfaces, and better press releases, because that's what's going to happen with the reality of it. There is a generational blind spot here too. Someone who broke through before algorithmic dominance experienced a world where talent plus timing could build a career. That's the reality of it. There are millions of talented people you will never hear of in this reality. Let's talk about one right now. Boom. Onikora. Amazingly talented artist. You're probably never going to hear about them, but you're hearing about them now. Welcome to the real world. This is reality. New artists face platforms that reward volume, speed, compliance with trends. Why do you think I release 2 videos every single day? Why do you think I do that? Because I don't want to be irrelevant. This is my job. I got to keep going with this. AI accelerates that pressure even more, and someone's going to replace me one day, and I got to keep growing so I can at least be a milestone of humanness in this reality. I have to make sure my speech is good. I got to make sure I do a little bit of edits at the very minimum. Make sure I got to do something. Celebrating AI as this opportunity while we're ignoring how it reshapes entry barriers, it's just, you're so detached from the current reality. Why? Advice from the top rarely accounts for how the ladder gets pulled up behind it. The climb looks easier from above because you are no longer doing it, Sisyphus. You finished the boulder climb. You say, hey, I did it, you can do it too. No, dude. They added extra stuff. There's so much stuff added. It's horrible. It sucks. You frame resistance to AI as selfish. You instantly flip the reality of the responsibility. We need to protect human labor, the consents, the authorship. It's this collective survival. The selfish act belongs to entities that want infinite content without infinite compensation. That's what's happening. Calling surrender wisdom, it normalizes exploitation. That's all you're doing. And you keep saying it's mature to do that. That rhetoric trains people to accept loss as evolution rather than questioning who benefits from the change. Language shapes compliance long before policy locks it in. By the time the rules are written, the structure is already built. You already are licking somebody's boot. The core issue sits deeper than taste or tech optimization or some nonsense or talking about the future. It rests on who controls culture and who gets erased quietly with the efficiency. It's bad. When influential voices wave this through casually, they help, oh my God, they help push it so bad. The very people who feel it first and hardest are going to suffer. The future arrives, whether invited or not, but how it arrives depends on resistance, on rules, on the refusal to confuse convenience with inevitability. Being relaxed about AI from a position of safety does not make the future fair. It just makes it quieter while it takes something away. And Ice-T doesn't understand that because he's rich. Sorry I get into this big tangent about, I get so passionate about this kind of stuff because it's very important to me because I'm a creative. Anyways, Ice-T, you are an idiot. Have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. Hopefully you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about that video in the comment section down below. And I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my loyalties low. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.